Hello, I am Professor Kalpesh Patel, Electrical Engineering Department from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsar. Our subject is Power Electronics and the subject code is 3140915 of the BE 3rd year 5th sem. Our second chapter name is DC to DC converter, switching voltage regulator. This is the flow of contents of our second chapter. First one is a linear voltage regulator. Second one is a concept of switching voltage regulator and advantages. Operation of the basic DC to DC converter like buck converter, boost converter and buck boost converter, and various control techniques for control the output voltage, and mathematical analysis of the converter for the steady state operations. Concept of CCM and DCM and factor affecting them. CCM, that means continuous conduction mode, and DCM, that means discontinuous conduction mode. And next one is a closed loop control for voltage regulations. Isolated converters like forward converter, flyback converter, and these are the isolated converters. And last one is a multi-quadrant operation of the DC to DC converters and its applications. Introduction to the voltage regulator. Batteries are often shown on a schematic diagram of the DC voltage regulator, but it is usually the DC voltage source is power supply. That means we have to convert the AC source into the DC source, but in the schematic diagram of the DC to DC converter, we are showing the battery as a voltage source. There are many types of the power supply. Most are designed to convert the high voltage AC means electricity to a suitable low voltage supply for electronic circuit and other devices. That means AC is converted at suitable voltage level by means of the rectifier and voltage regulator. A more reliable method of obtaining DC power is to transformer, rectifier and then filter. So it converts the AC line voltage to the regulated DC supply. A power supply can be broken down into the series of the blocks. So that means power supply consists of the many types of the blocks. Each block has its own functions. The figure represents the different blocks of the linear voltage regulator. First, it is the AC supply. Then it's stepped down by the transformer, and this AC supply is converted in DC by means of the rectifier. So here we get the low output AC voltage, and at the output of the rectifier we get the rippled DC voltage. So filter converts the ripple voltage to the DC voltage, unregulated DC voltage. Here I see a regulator regulates this unregulated DC voltage to the regulated DC voltage. So here we get the regulated DC voltage at desired voltage levels, and finally it fed to the load. So the power supply is defined as the group of a circuit that converts the standard AC voltage like a 230 volt or 120 volt AC 50 Hz. Here written 60 Hz, but it is used in a foreign country. In India this is 50 Hz. So 230 volt 50 Hz provided by the wall outlet to constant DC voltage. The transformer, it is device that step up or step down the AC voltage provided by the wall outlet to the desired amplitude through the action of a magnetic field. Rectifier, the diode circuit that converts the AC voltage to the pulsating DC voltage. Here we get the pulsating DC voltage. The pulsating DC voltage is only suitable to use as a battery charger, but too good enough to use as a DC supply in radio or stereo system or a computer or in other electronic device. We require the constant DC voltage. So there are two basic types of the rectifier circuit. First one is half wave rectifier, second is a full wave rectifier. In full wave rectifier there is also two types, center tap and bridge full converter. In full wave rectifier, less ripple compared to the half wave rectifier. Filter is used to reduce the fluctuation in the rectified output DC voltage or ripple voltage. That means it reduces the ripple in the output of the rectifier voltage. And finally the regulator, it is used to produce the constant DC voltage. So in IC regulator, input is the unregulated DC voltage, and at the output side of the IC regulator we get the constant DC voltage or regulated DC voltage. First one, the linear voltage regulator is the Zener diode regulator. So Zener diode is work in the reverse bias condition. So its breakdown voltage depend on the construction, and this breakdown voltage is used as the Zener voltage regulator. Suppose the Zener diode is designed to break down at reverse bias condition 5 volt. So across the Zener diode we get constant 5 volt, and remaining voltage will be dropped at the series resistance. Suppose we consider the Zener diode, here indicated BZX 4V7, that means its reverse breakdown voltage is 4.7 volt. So if we apply at these two terminal, we suppose 6 watt, but its breakdown voltage is 4.7 volt. So across the anode and cathode we get the 4.7 volt, and remaining voltage 1.3 will be dropped across this series resistance. So across the Zener diode we get always 4.7 volt. If we increase from 6 volt to 7 volt, the voltage across the Zener diode will remain constant, but here the voltage across this resistor will increase from 1.3 to 2.3. So at here we get constant DC voltage 4.7 volt. Voltage regulations. Two basic categories of the voltage regulations are line regulations and load regulations. The purpose of the line regulation is to maintain a nearly constant output voltage when the input voltage is varies. While in the load regulation, the purpose of the load regulation is to maintain the nearly constant output voltage when the load is varies. So in these conditions, input voltage is varies but the load is fixed. But in these conditions, load is variable but input voltage is fixed. Types of the regulator. There are two types of the linear voltage regulator. First one is the series voltage regulator, and second one is the shunt voltage regulator. In series voltage regulator, it is connected in series with the load, while in the shunt voltage regulator, it is connected in parallel with the load. So in series regulator, regulator is connected in series with the load and supply voltage, while in shunt regulator, the shunt regulator is connected with the parallel to the load. Series voltage regulator. This is the general block diagram of the series voltage regulator. So the control element is connected in series with the input voltage and the output voltage. So control element is in series with the load between the input and output. Output is sensed by the sample circuit. That means whatever the changes occur in the output voltage which is sensed by the sample circuit. And one reference voltage is set at desired value. So the error detector compares the reference value and actual output of the voltage, and whatever the signal is generated which is given to the control element. So according to this error, the control element take the decision and make the switching of the line voltage and maintain the constant output voltage. Op-amp series regulator. So here series control element is Q1 transistors connected in series with the load between the input voltage and the output voltage. Here the sensing to the output voltage, one resistance potential divider circuit is used. So across the voltage R2 we get the input voltage to the error detector, and here the reference voltage is set by the Zener diode. Suppose this Zener diode is the reverse breakdown voltage is 4 volt, so this input is given to the op-amp is 4 volt, And suppose here we get output voltage, suppose 12 volt required. So this circuit is designed such that if this output voltage is 12 volt, so here we get 4 volt, so which is considered as the output voltage is 12 volt, the reference voltage is 4 volt, so here we get no any error signal. Suppose this 12 volt is changed from 12 volt to some other value, suppose 10 volt, so here we get voltage which is less than the 4 volt, so here we get some positive error, so which will turn on the transistor and increase the output voltage up to the 12 volt. So here we get the constant 12 volt DC supply. Suppose the voltage is increased from 12 volt to 13 volt, so here we get the voltage across the resistance R2 which is greater than the 4 volt, so here we get the greater than the 4 volt, so which will, here we get the negative supply, so which will turn off the transistor and cut off the input voltage, so the output voltage is reduced from 13 volt to 12 volt. At 12 volt it is equal to 4 volt, so there is no error signal, so we get the constant 12 volt output DC voltage regarding the change in the load. Transistor series regulator. So here the transistor is connected in series with the input voltage and the output voltage, but at the error detector or a reference voltage, channel diode is connected to the base of the transistor with respect to ground. So here we set the reference voltage, and this is the load RL, and this is the current limiting resistance to the Zener diode. So the remaining voltage of the input which is drop across this resistance R, and constant voltage will be available across the Zener diode, so it is the VZ. So here we get plus and minus, but here this is base, and from base to emitter current will be flow, so here we get a plus minus VBE, and output is V0 is plus and minus. Suppose we apply for this circuit KVL, so the equation becomes this: base voltage equal to the VZ minus V0. So the base voltage will be equal to the VZ minus V0. If the load resistance is increased, the load across this resistance will also increase. That means if we increase the value of RL, suppose previous value is 10 and we increase this value from 10 to the 12 volt, so the voltage across this will increase, so VO is increased. From this equation, if VO is increased, so the voltage subtracted from the VZ will increase, the value of BE will decrease, so we get the lower value at, so we get low value VB at across this, which will reduce this current, collector current IC. Because the base current is reduced, the collector current IC also reduced, because the IC is equal to the beta IB. As base current is reduced, collector current also reduced. Collector current is reduced, so the output current I also reduced, which will reduce the voltage across the resistance RL, and we get 10 volt. So this offset of the increase in the load resistance and a relatively constant voltage is maintained. Now the second one is the shunt regulator circuits. The unregulated input voltage is provided current to the load. That means V input is the unregulated voltage source. Some of the current is pulled away by the control element. So that means some excess current will be diverted from this line to this line. So here we get the constant current. If the load voltage try to change due to the change in the load resistance, suppose the load resistance is changed from or become lower or higher, the load current IL will change. So this change in the current, which is sampled by the sampling circuit and give feedback to the comparator circuit. The resulting difference voltage then provide a control vary the amount of the current signal to shunted away. That means this comparator error signal decide the value of shunt current ISH, how much we have to divert the shunt current ISH, which is decided by these control signals. So the excess current is diverted from this path, and here we get the constant voltage, constant current. So here we get the constant voltage. So at the voltage VO or load voltage VL, we get the constant regarding the input current is changing from low to high or high to low, or regarding the change in load from low or high. The basic circuit diagram of the shunt regulator, which is the op-amp based shunt regulator. So the control element is transistor Q1, which is connected in parallel with the load. So it is known as the shunt regulator. Here RL is the load and IL is the load current, and output voltage which is given to the load is V0 or VL, and input voltage is VI. Here R1 and R2 are used to divide the voltage. Suppose the output voltage is 12 volt and resistance R1 and R2 connected such that here we get the 4 volt, and remaining voltage will be appear across the resistance R1, which is the difference between 12 and 4, so it become the 8. Suppose the value of resistance R1 is 8 ohm and the value of resistance R2 is 4 ohm, so we get the voltage ratio 8:4. Suppose we increase the value of R1 from 8 to 16 ohm, so we have to increase the value of resistance R2 from 4 to 8 ohm. So here we get 8:4 ratio. So it divide the voltage 12 volt by 8 and 4. So this 4 voltage is considered as the output voltage. Variation in this 4 voltage is considered as the output voltage changes from 12 volt. So here we 12 volt, we get the 4 volt. So 4 volt is considered as the output is the 12 volt. So we have to give the reference voltage to op-amp as a 4 volt. So this 4 volt is considered as the 12 volt of the output voltage. So if the output voltage is increased from 12 volt to 13 volt, so here we get a voltage which is greater than the 4 volt. So here we get one error signal, positive error signal, so which will increase the base current of the transistor, so which will increase this collector current, because IC equal to beta IB, IC increase as the base is increased. So that means to maintain the constant voltage IL, some of the current is diverted from this path. So here we get the constant current, and we get the, so which will increase this current. So here this current will decrease, which will reduce the voltage drop across the resistance RL. So here we get, because the current IL is reduced, the voltage drop across the resistance RL or load is decreased from 13 volt to 12 volt. So here we get a constant 12 volt. Suppose we consider the 12 volt required voltage, but it is decreased from 12 volt to 10 volt. So here we get the voltage lesser than the 4 volt. So here we get and vice versa. If the load voltage is reduced from 12 volt to 10 volt, which will reduce this current and increase this current. So here we get higher voltage and increase from 10 volt to 10 volt. So here we get constant 12 voltage, which is the desired voltage. And this resistance R3 is used as the current limiting resistance of the Genoa. So here we get 4 voltage Genoa diode. Suppose input is the 15 volts, so remaining 11 volt will be drop across this resistance R3, and here we get the constant 4 voltage, which is act as the reference voltage of the regulator circuit. Now the IC voltage regulator. The regulation circuit is integrated circuit from are widely used. Their operation is no different, but they are treated as a single device with associated components. These are generally 3-terminal devices that provide a positive or a negative output voltage. Some types have the variable voltage outputs. Typically 7800 series voltage regulator is used as the positive voltage regulator, while the 7900 series are the negative voltage regulator. These voltage regulators, when used with a heatsink, can safely produce the current value of 1 ampere and greater than. So the rating of this IC voltage regulator is the 1 ampere, and capacitor is act as a line filter. Several types of the both linear and the switching regulator. In linear, there is series and shunt are available in integrated circuit, that means in IC form. So we have to connect the input voltage and we have to connect it outside to the load. All the control element is integrated in the IC. The single IC regulator contains the circuitry form, reference source, comparator amplifiers, control device, and overload protection. These all are integrated in one IC. So we have to just connect the input voltage and output voltage. These all the control elements are inbuilt in the IC. So generally the linear voltage regulators are the 3-terminal device that provide either positive or negative output voltage that can be either fixed or adjustable. Fixed voltage regulator. The fixed voltage regulator has the unregulated DC input voltage VI, which is applied to the input terminal of the regulated IC, and the output VO we get at the other terminal or output terminal of the IC. So here we consider the fixed positive voltage regulator, that means the IC series is 78 type 00. So 78 type regulator has 3 terminal. One is input, one is ground or a common terminal, and third one is the output terminal. So here we get applied the positive input voltage, which is the unregulated DC supply. So here we get the positive DC output voltage, which is the regulated DC voltage, and it is the output voltages depend on the series of the 7800 types. So this is the input filter, which filter out the ripple of the input voltage, and its generally its capacitance value is higher compared to the output filter. Output filter is also used to some remain unregulated or some remain filter, which is the remain by this IC. So the remaining ripple will be filtered out by the output filter, but here we get the small ripple, so filter size of capacitor will reduce, so its size is less compared to the input filter. So this is the regulated IC. It's at 3 terminal, 1, 2 and 3. 1 is the input, 2 is the ground put, and third is the 1 input, 2 ground, third is the output. And this is the heat sinks, which is used to dissipate the heat which is generated inside the regulated IC. So this will increase the life of the regulated IC. So this is the general connection of the series or a shunt regulated IC or positive or negative voltage regulator. Suppose suppose we require the 12 volt constant output DC voltage at this side, so we use the 7812. That means it's regulate the input voltage to the 12 volt DC output voltage constant. With 78, that means it is the positive voltage regulator. So here we get the 12 volt positive voltage. So the port 1 of the IC 7812 is connected to the input voltage, and output port is connected to the load, and third terminal is the common or connected to the ground. So this all are connected together to make the ground. So here we get the unregulated DC voltage supply, which is the higher than the 12 volt. Generally minimum 15 volt is required, so remaining voltage will drop across the IC regulator, and here we get the 12 volt constant output voltage. So 3 volt will drop across this resistance. Suppose we increase the voltage input from 15 volt to 16 volt or 78 volt or 1820 volt, but here we get the constant 12 volt output voltage. The remaining voltage will be the drop across this IC. So we get the constant output voltage 12 volt. So positive voltage regulators, it is in 78 series. So suppose we want the 5 volt voltage required, so it is the 7805, 7806, that means we get the output side is plus 6 volt, 7808, that means 8 volt, 7810 we get positive 10 volt, 7815, 7818, 7824, so we get this kind of voltage. So minimum voltage required for this IC, it is the 7.3 volt. Suppose the minimum voltage input is reduced from 7.3 volt to 7.2 volt, so we don't get 5 voltage output side. So minimum voltage required to 7805 positive voltage regulator is the 7.3 volt. So this is also the minimum voltage required for the different types of the IC. So 24 volt minimum voltage input is 27 watt. Now the fixed negative voltage regulator. So negative voltage regulator series IC is 7900 series. So it is used as a negative voltage regulator. So this series has the same feature and characteristics as the positive voltage regulator 7800 regulators, except the pin numbers and the difference. So this pin number will different from the positive voltage regulator, but its characteristics and construction are the same. So it is 79 series, that means negative input voltage is applied here, and here we get the constant negative voltage with respect to ground. Third terminal is common. These are the different types of the negative voltage regulator ICs. 7905, which maintain the constant negative output voltage minus 5 volt. So minimum voltage required at input side is minus 7.3 volt. So for we want negative supply minus 6 volt, so we have to use the 7906 IC, which has the required minimum input voltage is minus 8.4 volt. And the last one is the 7924, so it maintains the constant output voltage minus 24 negative. So minimum voltage required at input side is minus 27.1 volt. The previous explained two IC 7805, 78 series and 79 series, which is the fixed voltage regulator. But some in circuit we need the variable or adjustable voltage required. So we use the LM713. So it is used as the adjustable voltage regulator. So the adjustable voltage regulators are also available in circuit configuration that allow to set the output voltage to a desired regulated value. Suppose 7805, which is used to produce the output voltage 5 volt positive, and 7806, which is used to produce the output voltage is 6 volt. Suppose we want value which is between the 5 volt and 6 volt, So we have to use the LM317, which is give the desired output voltage whatever the from like a 5.1 volt, 5.2 volt, 5.5 volt. So in this condition we have to use the LM317 IC. So LM317, it is also the 3-terminal device. One terminal is connected with the input, output terminal 2 is connected with the load, and the third terminal is common. So this is capacitor C1 is the input filter, capacitor C3 is the output filter. So output is the divided by the resistance potential divider. So here R1 is the fixed value and R2 is the variable resistance. So by adjusting the value of this resistance R2, we get the variable voltage across the load or output side. So this R2 resistance is used to adjust the output voltage. Advantages of the linear voltage regulator: it gives the low output ripple voltage. That means at the output side we get the constant DC voltage which has the negligible or a zero ripple voltage. Fast response time to load or line changes. That means if load is changed from the previous value, so it responds to maintain the constant DC voltage at output side, which is the fast. Suppose input voltage is also changed, the change in the output voltage which is corrected by this IC, it is the fast response. Low electromagnetic interference and less noise. There is no any switching, so the electromagnetic interference with the other electronics device like a mobile or any other electronics device is low because the absence of the switching, and the less noise which is also absent of the switching. Disadvantages of the linear IC voltage regulator: the efficiency is very low because of the, suppose we want a 12 volt at the output side, if the input is 20 volt, so remaining voltage will be dissipated, which is dropped across the IC. So this power is dissipated. Suppose input is 5 volt and 5 watt, and input is given by the input side is 12 volt, so the remaining power is dissipated, so its efficiency is very low. So it required the heat sinks because the power is dissipated across the IC, so heat will be produced. So to dissipate the heat we require the heat sinks. Voltage above the input can be increased. Voltage above the input cannot be increased. That means it's used only for the step down the voltage, which is not used the step up the voltage. GTU questions. Explain the block diagram of the linear voltage regulator. Maybe asked for the 7 marks in your GTU examinations. So in this lecture we completed the linear voltage regulator, series type and shunt type, and fixed positive voltage regulator and negative voltage regulator. So in second lecture we will conduct the concept of the switching voltage regulators and its advantages over the linear voltage regulators. Thank you.